Roco Radio baseball coverage of the Rockingham County Cougars will start in 2 minutes. Tonight's broadcast of Rock Solid Baseball will start in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Tonight's coverage of Rockingham County Cougar baseball will start in 1 minute. Tonight's Sandy Cross General Merchandise pregame show, getting you ready for first pitch, will start in 30 seconds. The following is a presentation of Roco Radio Sports. Rock solid tradition. Excellence on the field, at the plate, and on the mound. This is your home for Cougars baseball. Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. The 1-2 outside part of the plate for strike three. He is him. 6 straight strikeouts for Cole Behe. Rumley takes his time on the mound, now stepping out from the delivery. The 1-2. Right there on the slider, strike three. Caught him looking like a house on the side of the road. Brings up Ethan Bognar. That's hit hard into center field. That's going to get past Rubio, and it's out of here. A ground rule double. A bunt attempt from Rumley's pulled back to throw down. Bognar with the steal, number 19 on the season. Garcia with a decent lead at second. Here's the offering from Atkins with 2 runners on. That's laced into center field. It's down for a base hit. It gets past the center fielder, Rubio. All the way to the wall. 1 run is in. Garcia will score. Matthews will score as well. A 2 RBI double for the leadoff man, Nate Revis. Hudson Deal right on the plate. Leans over it. The 3-2. And that is hit hard into left field, into the gap. It'll roll to the wall. Rubio will pick it up off the fence.
Just an absolute rope to the gap. And that's driven.
Drilled deep into left field, in left center, way back and out of here. Hudson Deal's the real deal. Rock Solid Baseball is on the air and powered by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for fresh ice and local pure brand gasoline with the greatest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin Store, Visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. We now bring you inside the Sam Jones Baseball Complex for the Sandy Cross General Merchandise pregame show as we get you ready for first pitch. Take a look around the Mid-State 3A Conference, break down tonight's pitching matchup, and visit with Cougar skipper Zach Apple. Let's head down to the field for Cougars baseball on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com.
Hello and welcome to Championship Friday from Sam Jones Baseball Complex. Your Rockingham County Cougars looking to make a Mid-State 3A tournament championship mark for the first time since 2016. They'll look to do so against the Dudley Panthers, 14-10 on the season, but they played strong at the end of the year. Your Cougars 22-2 on a 5-game win streak. Dudley on a 3-win game streak. We'll break everything down coming up here on your pregame show. We'll hear from manager Zach Apple as we get ready for first pitch. We'll take a look at the pitching matchup before the first pitch is thrown and our starting lineups tonight. All coming up here on your pregame show as we take a look at how both teams got here through the tournament and throughout the season as well. Glad to have you along, Joe Dexter, as the clouds subside and the rain subsides. Most importantly, we've got sunshiny skies, blue skies, and we're ready for first pitch coming up here in just a bit. So coming up on your pregame show, we'll take a look around with baseball scores coming up here in just a second. We'll preview this matchup by looking at both teams in depth, and we'll hear from manager Zach Apple. Let's start with your local scoreboard from last night, your Roco Radio scoreboard. It was Bethany winning the Northwest Piedmont title, a 16-0 win against Cornerstone on the softball diamond. Peyton Weevil hit a home run and went 3 innings strong, 5 Ks, was 12 for 21 from the plate, 15 RBIs to win the title in the tournament. They also won the regular season conference title. Bethany Community drops their title game, though, on the baseball diamond to Leadership Academy, 9-0. In the Mid-State 2A Championship, it was West Stokes 13 and Moorhead nothing. Cale Lickfield was through a one-hitter. The Panthers had 2 walks and 2 Ks. The offense was 11 of 24 was West Stokes. Riley Tuttle, after no-hitting McMichael in the semis, had a 3-run double in the 4th. Andrew Hall had a 2-run home run in the 3rd. On the softball diamond, I thought we might still be there. The game goes 14 innings as West Stokes defeats McMichael on a walk-off, 10-9 in the bottom half of the 14th. It was Zoe Morgan hitting that RBI single to walk it off. A darn near 4-hour marathon. Each team had 16 hits in that one. So I was curious, coming into today, what is the longest softball matchup that has ever taken place across the state? I thought maybe we came close to a record. We didn't. In 2005, a game between Ashe County and North Surrey lasted 26 innings. It ended up being Ashe County winning 2-0. The game was suspended twice, so they took the field 3 times to finish that game in 26 innings in 2015. Or 2005, make it. Other games that took a long time, the 2005 state championship, Central Cabarrus and West Forsyth, a 1-0 win for Central Cabarrus in 19 innings. Washington and Havelock went 19 innings as well in 2006. In that matchup, McMichael played well offensively and on the mound. Ellie Southern, Ava Harris, Lindsey Redmond went deep to break the Rockingham County home run record in a single season, setting that record now at 43. Lindsey Redmond on the mound pitched 171 pitches, 106 strikes. On the other side, Riley Tedder threw 198 pitches on the softball rubber inside the circle, just 2 away from 200. I went to look and see if there's any records as far as pitches, and there's no records for pitches thrown in a game inside the NCHSAA record book. But man, we were there last night. We enjoyed it, had a great time, and what a game that will be remembered for a very long time. That's your local scoreboard here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com as we get you ready for the Mid-State 3A Conference Tournament Championship. It's number 2 Dudley versus number 1 Rockingham County. We'll preview those teams coming up here in just a second. But let's take a look at the playoff projections As this being the final game before the playoffs that start on Tuesday, seeding will take place coming up on Monday. In softball 1A West, Bethany is projected to be the 5th seed and projected to take on 28 Cornerstone Charter within their own conference. So that's a matchup you look at that's within conference. Again, these are projections, not what will happen. In the 2A West, Moorhead will land a 31 seed according to projections from high school overtime and take on number 2 Southwestern Randolph in softball. And McMichael will get the top seed that is not for a conference winner, the number 12 seed being number 2 in the RPI. They'll take on number 21 Mount Pleasant and take on the winner of number 5 and 12. That's North Stanley and Chase. These are all projections. Just wanted to throw them out there. In the 3A West, the 4 RPI for Rockingham County. They get the 4 seed in these projections to take on Freedom. In baseball, the 6th seed, it will be Bethany taking that 6th seed, taking on Greystone Gray. In the 2A West, Reedsville lands a 26 seed and taking on the 7 seed West Stanley. West Stokes, the 3 seed, taking on Wheatmore. The 22 seed Moorhead taking on Madison. The 11 seed all on the road. McMichael would be on the road as well, according to projections. A 20 seed taking on Pine Lake Prep. Your Rockingham County Cougars would be a projected 5 seed if the season were to end today. And, of course, these are going to change because of games today, scores that have not been entered into Max Preps yet. Rockingham County would take on West Henderson in the first round. The number 28 seed, and win, if they would win, would match up against the winner of West Rowan, the number 12 seed, and the number 21 seed, Hickory. So let's look at playoff projections. Let's talk about the game at hand. It is Rockingham County Cougars at 22-2, 12-0 here at Sam Jones Baseball Complex, getting ready to take on Dudley for the 3rd time. Dudley 14-10 on the season. They've won 3 in a row on the road, 7-6 this season for the Cougars. They've outscored opponents 331-5 inside, or make that 246-11 inside conference, and 331-55 throughout the season. We'll break down the 2 games that played here, but let's start with how they got here for Dudley. Currently projected as the number 32 seed, an auto bid would get them into the playoffs because they have the 37th RPI at 14-10, 11-4. Conference losses to Rockingham County, 2 of them, 1 to Atkins the first game of the season, and 1 to Southern Guilford. In the tournament, a 16-6 win over High Point Central. Braden Jeffries It's 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs in that one. John Madden and Sean Johnson also drove in 2. In the semis, a 14-0 win at home against Southern Guilford. The Panthers scored 1 in the second, 6 in the third, 7 in the fourth, a .481 average at the plate. Jamari McCray was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, and Josiah Lowe, John Madden had 2 RBIs each. Braden Jeffries on the mound threw 82 pitches, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. Unfortunately for the Panthers, their best pitcher will be unavailable for today. For Rockingham County, of course, they are 22-2 on the season, projected as the number 5 seed, 15-0 in the conference. Their key games in non-conference, a loss to Millbrook, one of the top teams in the 4A East, ranked number 11 in the RPI at 11-3 loss, an 18-9 loss to number 8 West Forsyth, who is ranked in the 4A West at number 8. Another win, a key win against East Forsyth in the 4A West, the 17th ranked team, a 5-1 win. And then, of course, wins non-conference against Reedsville twice, Moorhead twice, and 1 against McMichael. In the tournament, a 19-0 win against Smith. That set up the semis against Atkins, and the best pitching performance of the year across Rockingham County. Nick Rumley went berserk on the mound. 0 hits, 2 errors kept from a perfect game. Rumley struck out 13 of the 17 batters he faced, including the first 9 batters. Hudson Deal drove in 3, 2 on a triple in the first, 1 on a single in the second. Brady Ross had a perfect 4-for-4 outing with 2 stolen bases. Gavin Gooch drove in 2 on a double in the second, and Nick Rumley helped his own accord with an RBI single. He also got an RBI by drawing a walk with the bases loaded. Luke Stripmatter added an RBI double in the first as well. So that's how we got here. And coming up, we'll take a look at the previous matchups between these two teams. But first, let's hear from manager Zach Apple. It's a Sandy Cross General Merchandise pregame show, Championship Friday, as we're joined with manager Zach Apple of your Rockingham County Cougars. Coach, it's Championship Friday. This is one of those goals on the list, is to get a conference tournament championship.
That's right. For us, we talk about it as checkbox too. because the first phase is making sure we check off winning the regular season conference, which we have. Now it's time to check box 2, which has kind of evaded us the last couple of years. So it's a hungry group of guys standing out there ready to try to make sure they do what they need to do to get what they think they've worked hard enough for and is theirs.
Well, before we look ahead to today, I want to look back at the semifinals against Atkins and Nick Rumley's performance. In your opinion, is that the best performance he's had this season? To me, it just seemed like the breaking ball was working as good as it could.
This season for him, absolutely. Nick Rumley would tell you, just like he told the coaching staff, that was maybe a B+ or an A- performance, and that there's more in the tank, and he expects more of himself come next week in state playoffs. So while we're getting Rumley, I think the competitive edge pushing him more so than the crispness of the pitches is what excites me to see the next start out of him.
And then the offense against Atkins, stringing things together in back-to-back-to-back innings. That's what you're looking for heading into the postseason and in a championship game like today.
It is. We've got a lot of guys that have bought into the process for us of just handling it pitch to pitch, taking what the at-bat gives you and trusting a guy behind you to hand the stick off and just keep moving the line. And we've done a really good job of that. There's a couple of situations where we've talked about it. We're come playoff time, we're maybe still a little too big with 2 strikes or with guys on third, where the simple thing would lessen to just find a way to put it in play, get the ground ball to short, take the run when you can get the run. But seeing guys try to work toward those at-bats and try to make those adjustments is a positive thing moving forward.
In a championship game, what is the message to your team today?
We just got to control what the controllables are. Do the little things right. The big things take care of themselves. Worry about what's in our dugout. Doing what we have to do to take care of our side of things. Playing clean defense, working good counts, finding favors that we can drive into gaps, taking advantage of things when we can, and pitching ahead in counts to give our defense a chance to play it a little bit behind us and to keep us in the ball game and be on the right side of where we need to be when the last out's made.
I got a feeling watching warm-ups that Nate Revis gets to start today?
Yes, he does. He's a senior. It falls in our spot in our Tuesday, Friday rotation. He's earned every bit of it. It's another one of those things that pushes us toward where we want to be next week, hopefully in that Tuesday, Friday rotation between he and Rumley. Had a lot of guys throw extremely well in the first round. Rumley taking us the distance the other night leaves a lot of options on the table in the bullpen behind him if need be, but it's his game to pitch as long as he can ride it for us.
Coach Zach Apple joining us here on your Sandy Cross General Merchandise pregame show. Coach, good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
That's manager Zach Apple here on your pregame show, brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise. As we get you ready for Championship Friday, it's the Mid-State 3A Tournament Championship here from Sam Jones Baseball Complex. Number 2, Dudley, and number 1, Rockingham Counties. Zach Apple in his 3rd season overall, 59-17, 37-5 in conference play in the regular season, 6-3 in the Mid-State 3A tournament over the last 3 seasons. As he hinted to, alluded that these Cougars trying to get that title championship here tonight. They haven't been able to do so in the past. The last time winning that conference tournament, you got to go all the way back to 2016. So how do they match up against Dudley, who comes to this one at 14-10 overall? Well, pretty good according to previous matchups. At Dudley in their first matchup in the regular season, a 13-1 win. Nick Rumley on the mound, the number 1 starter, the ace, with 13 strikeouts in 6 innings. A complete game, gave up just 3 hits and 4 walks. 8 RBIs from the offense from 7 different hitters in that Game 1 matchup, as Brady Ross and Hudson Deal and Luke Stripmeyer all had doubles in that matchup. In game number 2 here at Dudley, less of an offensive affair. It was a 7-1 ball game. It's the only conference game in which Rockingham County did not outscore its opponent by 8 or more. A 7-1 win for those Cougars, though. Nate Revis, who gets the start tonight, was unbelievable on the mound in that start. The complete game, gave up just 6 hits, 1 run, a solo shot late in the game when it was out of reach. 12 strikeouts for Revis on the mound, 93 pitches, 66 strikes in that outing. We'll take a closer look at your pitching matchup coming up here in just a bit, as well as we'll break it down fully as Dudley will bring Donovan Locklear to the mound here in this championship matchup here from Sam Jones Baseball Complex. Both managers meeting at home plate with our umpires for tonight's game. James Perry in his second season leading the Dudley Panthers. On the right side and on the left side, Zach Apple of your Rockingham County Cougars. Both leave home plate as we get ready for player introductions on the field. We'll take you down to that field.
Senior high for tonight's Mid-State 3A Conference Tournament Championship game between the visiting Dudley Panthers and your home Rockingham County Cougars. At this time, we'll call both teams out to the foul lines and to the field for the national anthem. First for the Panthers, the reserves, number 4, Bakari Boyd. Number 8, Ryan Baker. Number 11, Cameron Wilson McAdoo. And number 13, Jason Gales. Now for your starting lineup for Dudley, leading things off, shortstop, number 6, Antonio Lee Jr. Batting second baseman, number 10, Jalen Bays. Batting third, first baseman, number 5, John Madden. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 2, Braden Jeffries. Batting fifth, the pitcher, number 1, Donovan Locklear. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 9, Josiah Lowe. Batting seventh, the DH tonight, number 12, Landon Lennon. Playing right field, number 3, Jamar Parker. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 15, Sean Johnson. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 7, Jamari McCray. Now for your Cougars. First subs, number 8, Mario Garcia. Number 9, Gavin Goots. Number 10, Brady Hicks. Number 17, Jake Macy. Number 18, Henrik Borkheim. Number 20, Dylan Long. Number 21, Alex Page. Number 26, Jay Rebb. And Ernesto Ramirez. Sorry about that, Ernesto. Now for your starting lineup for the Cougars. Batting first, the pitcher, number 4, Nate Revis. Batting second, left fielder, number 7, Brady Ross. Batting third baseman, number 15, Hudson Deal. Batting fourth, shortstop, number 13, Bryson Apple. Batting fifth, center fielder, number 1, Luke Stripmatter. Batting sixth, doing the catching tonight, number 12, Gage Rakestraw. Batting seventh, playing first base, number 3, Nick Rumley. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 5, Carter Matthews. And batting ninth, playing second base, number 11, Cole Behe. At this time, if you are able, would you please stand and remove your hats for the national anthem?
So here we go. We're just about ready for the start of this one, the Mid-State 3A Tournament Championship. It's Dudley and Rockingham County here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. Glad to have you along here for this Championship Friday as Nate Revis takes the bump for your Rockingham County Cougars. Revis on the season, 7 appearances, 6 starts, a 7-0 record, a 1.49 ERA, 55 strikeouts to 14 walks on the season. Has 1 appearance against these Dudley Panthers in the regular season, a complete game, 6-inning, 6-hit affair, 1 run, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts, 93 pitches, and 66 strikes for Revis. A team pitching wise, a 1.76 ERA, 135 and 1/3 innings pitched. 246 strikeouts with his pitching staff, 66 walks to a 168 batting average against. Let's take a look at the starting batting order for the Dudley Panthers. Antonio Lee Jr. leads things off at short. Second baseman Jaden Bays hits second. Hitting third is first baseman John Madden. Braden Jeffries at third hits fourth. The pitcher Donovan Locklear hits fifth. Hitting sixth is Josiah Lowe in center field. Hitting seventh is Landon Lennon, the DH. Hitting eighth is Sean Johnson in left field. And hitting ninth is Jamari McCray. At catcher, Jamar Parker, the flex player, is in right field but will not hit today. Let's look around the horn for your Rockingham County Cougars. Hudson Teal is at third. Bryson Apple is at short. Cole Behe is at second with Revis on the mound. Nick Rumley is at first. In the outfield from left to right, Brady Ross is in left. Luke Stripmatter is in center, and Carter Matthews is in right. And 12 Gage is behind the plate. Gage Rakestraw. So here we go. Antonio Lee digs in the box on the right side. And Revis, the senior, is ready for the first pitch. And it's down the plate for a strike at 5:59 p.m. Today's game time temperature 78 degrees, blue skies as those dark clouds fade away. Here in Wentworth, second pitch is a breaking ball outside and back to the backstop. Revis a 63% first pitch strike percentage on the season. And a big part of his success. Here's the 1-1. High and at the letters. Hitters count 2-1 for Antonio Lee Jr. The 2-1. Down the plate with a breaking ball inside. Foul down the right field side and out of play. 2-2 to the leadoff hitter, Antonio Lee Jr. Rockingham County defense, a .956 fielding percentage this season. But he plays in a little bit at third, the rest of the infield straight away. The 2-2 is high and outside on the fastball. Full count, 3-2. The Bulldog on the staff, the Friday starter, Nate Revis. Getting the start in this championship game, the 3-2. Opposite way, hit hard and deep into right field. Making the play, extending out is Carter Matthews in right. Good read of the baseball as that was hit hard by Lee. And Matthews took a step back, adjusted towards the foul pole, extended the glove out, and made the catch for the out. That outfield has been great defensively all year long. Brings up Javen Bays, the second baseman. From the right side, Revis offers. Outside with the breaking piece. Just missing the plate, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Taking all the way 2-0. Coach Shelton in the comments saying McMichael won 5-2 in that third place game between McMichael and Walkertown. Great to see that. I think that game got delayed just a bit by rain. I know I messaged Coach Apple here with the Cougars. I was like, man, we're going to play this game. It was fine here in Wentworth. In Stoneville, though, man, it was pouring. Dogs, cats were coming down. All kinds of things. As that one's outside, Revis Luz is the number 2 hitter, Bays. He'll head to first base with the walk issue. I'll bring up John Madden. In both games here in this tournament, Madden with 2 RBIs. To outpace the Panthers offense. Runner on first base. It's a team with plenty of speed on the base pass. Down the plate, opposite way, through the hole at short past Apple. They'll get into left field. Ross will pick it up. Runners on first and second. Brings up Braden Jeffries.
Man, singles to left. Now batting number 2, Braden Jeffries. On deck, number 1, Donovan Locklear.
Jeffries hitting fourth today. Runners on first and second. 1 down. Foul opposite way. Jeffries got the start in the second game of the season series between these two here at Sam Jones Baseball Complex. Had 7 strikeouts, but ineligible to pitch today with 80 pitches on Wednesday. To get that win over Southern Guilford, a strike outside for Revis. 0-2. Good start in the at-bat for the senior. Runners on first and second for Dudley. Here the top half of the first inning. 1 down. The 0-2 from Revis to Jeffries is fouled out of play. Line drive behind the dugout, first base side. Bays will get a decent lead at second base. 2 steps off for Madden at first. Secondary lead from Bays. He'll hold up there as that one sails out of the strike zone. 1-2 now. Rumley plays off the base at first. Apple covering second at short. Then they'll head back to the position as the pitch is offered. Hit hard to second base in the glove of B. He flips to short, the throw to first in time. The 4, the 6, the 3, DP. Just like that, out of trouble. Great job by the defense. Cole Behe quickly turning it to Bryson Apple. And the play is made for the 7th double play of the season for the Cougars. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. And 1 left on base as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. 0-0 score here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. So here comes the Rockingham County offense, hitting .397 on the season, a .508 on base percentage, 269 hits, 85 of those are the extra base hit variety. And they'll face Donovan Locklear, 1-1 on the season, 9 starts, 11 appearances, 35 innings on the hill, 26 hits, a 6.2 ERA, 66 strikeouts to 52 walks. Hitters, though, hitting just .194. Locklear making his 3rd appearance against Rockingham County this season. In 2 appearances, 5 1/3 against the Cougars, 13 hits, 8 earned runs, 5 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Here's the starting batting order for the Rockingham County Cougars. Nate Revis leads it off, the senior. He's on the mound tonight. Brady Ross will hit second. He was 4 for 4 against Atkins with 4 singles and 2 stolen bases in the semifinals. Hudson Deal, the real deal, hits third, hitting .588 on the season. That's second best in the 3A West, as is his .633 OBP. His 37 RBIs, also second in the 3A West and fourth in the NCHS AA. His 1.088 slugging percentage, first in the 3A West. Hitting fourth is Bryson Apple, the shortstop. Hitting fifth is Luke Strittmatter in center field. Hitting sixth is Gage Rakestraw, the catcher. Hitting seventh is Nick Rumley at first base. Right fielder Carter Matthews hits eighth, and hitting ninth is Cole Behe at second base. Just joining us, 0-0 score. Things started off well for Dudley in the top half of the first inning. A hard line drive was caught by Carter Matthews in right, then a walk and a single. But a 4.63 TP ended things right there. And now the Cougars will look to get on the board first and start things early. That's what they've done in this tournament. Scored 19 runs in 2 innings against Smith in round 1. Had a great outing as well in the semifinals offensively in the first 3 innings. In that game, scoring 4 in the first, 5 in the second, and 3 in the third. Revis leads things off from the right side, hits that one deep into the outfield, and it's going to drop in left center. A base hit for Revis to start things off.
Left center.
It's been a great year for the senior, an on-base percentage of .479.
Hudson Deal, courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 9.
He'll get a courtesy runner. It'll be Gavin Goots. Brings up B. Ross, the junior, hitting .423 on the season. .30 hits and 71 at-bats, 6 doubles. Did he really, Melita? That's awesome. Great to hear that Lucas Hadley throwing the ceremonial first pitch in the softball game today. Locklear's second. He's outside, 1-0 to Ross. Decent lead for Goots at first. Gets a secondary jump outside. 2-0. Now Locklear brings velocity to the table, no doubt about it. So it's being patient at the plate, waiting for the one to extend on. Let the velocity do the work itself. Here's the 2-0 to Ross. Line drive through the hole at short, a base hit. Hiding to third, it gets past the left fielder, Johnson, and Goots is at third base. Ross moves up to second. So runners in scoring position for arguably the best hitter in the triad. Hudson Deal hitting .588 on the season. 37 RBIs. From the right side, Locklear's offering to the righty is a strike. Close to home plate is Huddy. Hands straight up, the bat straight up. Near home plate, just off the edge of it on the right side. An 0-1 count. Goots at third. Ross at second. Locklear looks to second and offers home. Line drive, ground ball. The second is off the glove of the second baseman, Bays, and a run will come in to score. 1-0 Cougars.
Really scores for the Cougars' first run, and now batting number 13, Bryson Apple, on deck number 1, Luke Strittmatter.
With the error, it'll move Ross up to third. Now Huddy at first, runners at the corners for Bryson Apple. Apple hitting .351 this season with 22 RBIs. Slider outside, nice tight break late to the righty, 0-1. Pitch to the righty. Locklear is down and low, easily taking second base with no throw. Huddy with the SB. So runners at second and third. Take away the DP. And the 1-1 to Apple. Goes again with the slider outside. Cut on and miss. 1-2. Two RBIs, 3 doubles, and 3 triples for Apple. Here's 1-2 with runners on second and third. It gets through at short. Ross is in. Here comes Huddy. The throw is cut off. 2-run score. A 2 RBI single for Bryson Apple.
Apple finished the left, driving in Brady Ross and Hudson Deal for 2 more runs.
3-0 Cougars.
Number 1, Luke Strickmatter. On deck, number 12, Gage Rakestraw.
Brings up the junior Luke Strickmatter, who's been hot as of late. Hitting .295 on the season. First pitch from Locklear, catches the edge. To the righty, 0-1. Runner on first is Apple. He cleared the bases with a 2 RBI single. In the last at-bat, 3-0 lead for the Cougars here in the bottom half of the first inning. A 1-1 count to Strickmatter and an RBI double in the semifinals in that first inning, part of a 4-run first frame. 3 runs here in this finals in the bottom half of the first for the Cougars. But they'd like to add some more. Nobody out. Hitters count the 2-1 to Strick. Breaking ball. Hangs above the letters. 3-1. Here's the 2-1. Or 3-1, sorry, make it. And it goes outside, and another walk.
Strickmatter draws the walk. Now batting number 12,
For Strick on the season.
Number 3, Nick Rumley.
Brings up Gage Rakestraw. Gage hitting .408 on the season, 13 RBIs. Runners on first and second. That one sails way above McCrae's glove. And moving up on the wild pitch is Apple the third. And Strick to second. We're going to have a timeout. Manager James Perry will head to the mound to talk to his pitcher and his infield. 3-0 lead for the Cougars with runners at second and third. Score got started here with this half inning after a single from Nate Revis to lead things off, then a single from Brady Ross, and an error in left field scored Revis. And Hudson Deal reached on an error, got to second base, a 2 RBI single from Bryson Apple. Strickmatter drawing a walk, so Strickmatter at second base after both runners advance. Apple at third with Rakestraw at the plate. One and one, nice slider. Man, Locklear brings it on the mound, no doubt about it. Here's the 1-1. Goes with that same pitch. It's off the glove of the catcher, McCrae. Apple pounds the cleat on home plate, and another one comes in to score. 4-0 Cougars. Rick got the day off in the semifinals against Atkins at the plate now, a 4.08 average. On the season, the 2-1 goes opposite way, laced into right. It drops down, a base hit. An RBI single for Rakestraw, scores Strick from third. 5-0 Cougars here in the first.
Rachel singles to right, pushing in strip matter. For the Cougars' fifth run, now batting number 3, Nick Rumley on deck. Number 5, Carter Matthews.
Well, a courtesy runner as Hicks comes in for the catcher, Rakestraw.
Courtesy runner for the catcher would be number 10.
After an RBI single for Rakestraw. RBI number 14 on the season. Brings up Big Nick Rumley, who had 13 strikeouts, one of the best pitching performances you'll ever see in the semifinals against Atkins. And oh, by the way, helped himself out with 2 RBIs at the plate. High, tight, and inside to the righty, 1-0. Runner on first base is the courtesy runner, Hicks, after the RBI single from Rakestraw. Check swing, gets back to the backstop. And up to second base is Hicks. So another runner in scoring position, still nobody out. 1-1 count to Rumley. Check swing is a strike. 322 for the junior at the plate this season. 19 for 59. 23 RBIs on those 19 hits. Slider outside. Catches it. 1-2. One, two is inside. Even it up 2-2. Six doubles on the season for Rumley. He's got a runner on second base. Hicks goes after the slider. First strike 3. First down to the half inning. Brings up right fielder Carter Matthews, hitting .333 this season. 10 for 30 at the plate. Inside. Bending away from the pitch. Just missing him. Matthews now digs back in. 1-0. Here's the pitch from Locklear. Outside with the slider. Wanted just to catch that corner, and he can't there. It's 2-0. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Again past McCray. And up to third base is Hicks. Just joining us, 5-0 lead for the Cougars here in the bottom of the first inning. Just one down. A 2 RBI single for Bryson Apple, an RBI single for Gage Rakestraw. Two runners scoring on wild pitches here in this first inning. Matthews in the count, 3-1. Righty versus righty, the 3-1 bounces in the dirt. Matthews flips the bat all the way to the home dugout and will trot to first after drawing the walk. Second walk of the half inning for Locklear. It's runners at the corners. The number 9 hitter, Cole Behe. Hitting .291 this season. Runner on the move is Matthews. Ian standing up. No throw. So the third time this half inning, runners on second and third for the Cougars. Behe straight up stance, close to the plate on the right side, takes a strike on the fastball. Even count, 1-1. So for Behe, .291, 16 hits and 16 RBIs. Good take on the high slider, breaking away from the hitter. Just below the letters. Hitters count, 2-1. Swing gets a piece of the bat, foul into the glove, 2-2. So Behe takes a practice swing, now digs in the batter's box, close to the chalk. On the backside, the 2-2. Who zips near his head. It gets off the catcher McCray's glove and into score. 6 from third. 6-0 Cougars. So a full count for Behe. Moving up to third is Matthews from second. Here's the 3-2. Called strike 3 on the slider. 2 down. So the Cougars bat through here in the first inning. Back to the top of the order for Nate Revis, who had a single in his first at bat. Runner on third for Revis, who takes all the way on the outside pitch, 1-0. After one complete, Cougars nothing and Southern Guilford nothing on the softball diamond. Inside off the glove of the catcher, McCray just misses the webbing. And Matthews comes in to score from third. Sorry about that. The pitch that came back knocked the crowd mic off its moorings. So base is empty. Here's the 2-0. Back to the backstop. 3-0. That one zips in the zone, the slider. 1-1. 7-0 lead for the Cougars here in the first. Second at bat for Revis, opposite way, laces it again into right field. Keep it going for Brady Ross, who had a single in the first. So not to jinx anything, but number 7 is 5 for 5 in his last 5 at bats with 5 singles.
Number 7, Brady Ross. Number 15, Hudson Beal. Courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 9,
Gavin Gooch comes in as a courtesy runner at first. Madden will cover the bag. Locklear from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Curveball. A little bit early on it is Ross. Ground ball to third. Here's a throw from Jeffrey, stretching out and making the play is Madden at first for out number 3. So 7 runs put on the board. On 3 hits.
To the third baseman for the third out. Summers for Rockingham in the bottom of the first. 8 runs on 5 hits and 1 run left on base.
We head to the top of the second here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com.
Sorry about that. 7 runs on 5 hits. 1 run left on base. Score after all inning. Rockingham 7. Dudley 0.
Another look at the scorebook, make that 5 hits. Forgot the 2 singles from the top of the order. How can you do that? 7-0 lead for the Cougars as we head to the second inning. They're in the Mid-State 3A Tournament Championship game. Rockingham County looking for their first tournament championship since 2016. Revis back to the mound for his second inning of work. There's a line drive to start things off for Antonio Lee that was caught in right by Matthews. A good defensive play. A walk and a single put 2 runners on, but a 4-6-3 double play. From Behe to Apple to Rumley. Ended things for the Panthers in the first. So it'll be 5, 6, and 7, 2 up here in the second. Locklear, Lowe, and Lennon. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 offering. High 2-0. 55 strikeouts on the season for Revis to just 14 walks. The Bulldog with command, the Friday starter for the Cougars. Puts this team in line heading into the playoffs. For Revis to start the Friday playoff games and for Rumley to start the Tuesday games. And some great help alongside them. Crowd Mike's taking a beating today. 3-1. Here's a pitch from Revis. Lightning inside, and a walk for Locklear. So put Revis on Fridays, Rumley on Tuesdays, and you still got Hudson Teal in the pen and used for spot starts if needed. A 1.58 ERA on the season, 50 strikeouts and 12 walks, and you got Cole Behe as well. 8 appearances on the season, a 1.02 ERA. So lots of options in the playoffs, and that's what you want. Especially when you get to the best 2 out of 3 format, if you can. Hard hit by Lowe into the outfield and left for a base hit. Brings up Landon Lennon. Second inning in a row to get on for the Panthers. So Lennon hits from the left side. The tall lefty in the box facing Revis, leaving something off of it on that change. Is Revis way early? Is Lennon flails at it? 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Right down the plate, but just a bit high. He will cover the bag at second. Runners on first and second. Here's the pitch. Hit outside. He covers the bag against the lefty. Apple stays in the hole at short. Revis from the stretch, the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Tell you what, Lennon with some patience at the plate. It's all been around the zone, just not in the zone. And he stands up there with a 3-1 count. Revis dangles the right hand, puts it in the glove now at the waist. The 3-1 offering. Inside check swing. What a pitch. It's full now, 3-2. First strikeout of the game would be huge here for Revis. Runners on first and second. Nobody down here in the second. 7-0 lead. The change. That is strike 3. No chance for Lennon. Strikeout number 56 on the season for Revis, the first of this game. That brings up the righty Sean Johnson in his first at-bat of the game. One attempt is down from Johnson at first. Behe will cover the bag. The throw from Rumley is in time. Move the runners up, though, to second and third. Nice job by Johnson on the sacrifice. So 2 down. Runners on second and third. Revis takes the glove off and the hat. Runs his fingers through his hair. Now puts the hat back on to the first base side of the rubber with runners on second and third. And Jamari McCray, the number 9 hitter, at the plate. First pitch is high and outside. 1-0. 2 down, a walk to start things for Locklear, the number 5 hitter. He's at third base. And Josiah Lowe with a single. He's at first, but a strikeout and a sac bunt makes it 2 down. Pitch is low and inside for Revis. From the right side for McCray. From the stretch, the 2-0. Going opposite way, hit hard but foul. On the right side of the foul pole, Ian Ray. Don't matter now. All it is a strike. Two and one. The senior from the stretch on the first base side. Grips the baseball, puts it in the glove, the 2-1. High above the waist, outside with the fastball. 3-1. McCray then back to the top of the order for Antonio Lee Jr. Runners on second and third, 2 down. Here's the pitch. That one catches the plate with the slider outside. Full count, 3-2. 7-0 lead for the Cougars. 7 runs in the bottom half of the first inning. Panthers threatening with runners on second and third, 2 down. The 3-2. Foul back out of play. Good battle at the plate for McCray. Revis from the stretch, first base side, righty versus righty. McCray fouls another one off. This time it rolls to the home dugout, third base side. Keep it 3-2. Locklear stands at third, Lowe at second. The payoff pitch. That's hit hard into the outfield in center, a base hit for McCray. 1 run is in. Locklear scores. Here comes Lowe, a 2 RBI single for Jamari McCray. Seven to 2, Rockingham County. So back to the top of the order with 2 down and a runner on first. Antonio Lee Jr. in the first. Smacked a line drive to right field. Looks like we'll have some discussion as far as the scorebook. I'm not quite sure what. Whatever it is, it's been handled. So walk to start things off of this half inning for Locklear, and Lowe with a single back-to-back. A strikeout and the sacrifice bunt put them guys in running in scoring position. A 2 RBI single for McCray. And now back to the top of the order for Lee. First pitch swinging, quick flip from Behe to Apple for the force at second base. So out number 3. The Panthers score 2 runs. 2 hits, no errors. And 7-2 as we head to the third here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise. serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for fresh ice and local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin Store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. Two RBI single from Jamari McCray at the 9 slot. Makes it a 5-run lead for Rockingham County as Donovan Locklear returns to the mound. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Cougars. Hudson Deal, the third baseman, will lead things off. Hitting .588 on the season. That's second best in the 3A West. Also second best is his on-base percentage at .663. His 37 RBIs also ranks second in the 3A West and fourth in the NCHSAA. Reached on an error, had a stolen base in the first. Locklear shakes off the sign from Jamari McCray behind the plate. Now settles in from the first base side. Works almost exclusively from the stretch, 1-0. He steps out, now back in the box on the right side. Low with the slider. Down the plate though, 2-0. 7 runs in the first inning for the Cougars offense on 5 hits. Here's the 2-0. Hit high, sky high into right field. Shading back towards right and making the catch out there is Parker for the out. Brings up Bryson Apple, a 2 RBI single in the first. He's looked really good at the plate since moving into that 4 slot. First pitch of the at-bat from Locklear with 1 down is at the belt. Outside, 1-0. Here's a 1-0 pitch from Locklear. This time, a strike. A fastball almost the same location, just a bit more of the plate. Outside to the righty. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Backhand stop by McCray in the dirt in the left-handed batter's box. Hitters count now for Apple, 2-1. 1 down, nobody on. 7-2 lead. Here in the bottom half of the second inning. All right, fastball with zip. Holding up, no chance. Apple was swinging at that one. 3-1. Right back to work for Locklear. The 3-1 slider off the plate. And Apple will head to first base. So he's reached safely in both at-bats here today. Brings up Luke Strittmatter, who walked in the first. First pitch is back to the backstop and up to second is Bryson Apple. Here's number 1, the junior Strittmatter. .295 average on the season. An on-base percentage, though, of .456. 15 walks to 9 strikeouts. So very patient at the plate, as we see here. And in his first at bat, where he drew the first walk of the game. He's got a 2-0 count with a runner on second base. This one cuts back to the plate from the righty. Hitters count 2-1. Madden plays at the cut of the grass at first. Back a bit is Jeffries at third. Here's the 2-1. Opposite way, slow roller, foul. Backhand play by Madden, but it will be a foul ball. So back to the box for Strittmatter, the center fielder. Outside, misses 3-2. The full count pitch. And back-to-back walks now for Stritt, and back-to-back walks here in this half inning. Runners on first and second. One down, it brings up Gage Rakestraw, an RBI single in the first inning. 12 Gage hitting .408 on the season with 14 RBIs. Runner on scoring position, it's second base, and the runner at first, and he takes the first one inside for a strike. 0-1. Score update, the Cougars on the softball diamond up 1-0 after 2 complete over Southern Guilford in the Mid-State 3A Tournament Championship. Rakestraw fouls it back to the home dugout. Players alongside the fence swatting it away like a bee. 0-2 for Rake. Runners on first and second, one down. Here in the second, hard hit to short on a bounce. Lee flips underhand to second. Did Mays get there in time? He did. It's a nice play defensively, one down. The runner Apple, though, from second moves to third. Rake will get a courtesy runner. Hicks at first base, so runners at the corners and 2 down. Brings up big Nick Rumley, hitting .322 this season. 23 RBIs on 19 hits. 23 RBIs, tied for second on the team alongside Nate Revis. Behind Hudson Deal. One attempt pulled back from Rumley. Fake the throw down to second from the catcher McCray. And now up at second is Hicks. One and one, the count to Rumley, who struck out in his first at bat. Checks his swing, wanted to hold up, but it was in the zone anyways on the slider, just below the belt buckle, on the outside part of the plate. 1-2. Decent lead for Hicks at second base. Apple stands at third, goes to the same place with a slider, and catches Rumley looking at it for his second strikeout of the game. Cougars get 2 on base with 2 walks, no runs though on no hits and no errors. We head to the third inning. Rockingham County 7 and Dudley 2. Senior Revis returns for inning number 3. Javen Bays, the number 2 hitter. Lead things off for the Panthers here in the third. 7-2 lead for the Cougars. Bays drew a walk in his first at-bat in the first. First pitch of the at-bat is high. 1-0. Second pitch to Bays. High fly ball, deep center field towards left, and an easy play for Stritt out there in center. How about the defensive play of Luke Strittmatter this season? 16 put-out attempts, 16 put-outs. Talked about that outfield earlier in the game, and defensively it starts with number 1 making another play out there in center and making it look easy. So a fly out to center field, 1 down here in the top of the third. A timeout at home plate. Revis has to offer it home, though, as the time is given very late in the delivery. To the lefty, John Madden, a single in the first inning. Righty versus lefty. Nice pitch. It cuts in to the lefty. The slider just below the knees, but in that zone, 0-1. Love in front of the face of Revis, who works from the delivery. As that one is hit foul. And off the fence, right field side. Just like that, 0-2. Nice 1-2-3 would be great here for the senior. And at the cut of the grass is Deal at third with the lefty at the plate. The 1-0-2 is high and outside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Outside. Again, a good level just below the belt buckle, but misses the plate, 1-2. Two, catch it with the fastball outside. Strike 3. As Raystraw wheels the ball down the third base in celebration of that strikeout. Caught him looking. Second strikeout of the game for Revis. And 2 down. Brings up the number 4 hitter, Braden Jeffries, hit into a double play in his first at-bat. Ground ball, chopper to short, into the glove of Apple. Easy play for out number 3. 1-2-3 they go. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody reaches as we head to the bottom of the third. 7-2 lead for Rockingham County here in the Mid-State 3A Tournament Championship. Donovan Locklear will return to the mound for Dudley. Here in the bottom half of the third inning. The last game before we hit the NCHSAA playoffs. We mentioned our projections in the pregame show across the county. Darn near every team projected to make the playoffs. I believe every team that is fielding, every school that's fielding a team, projected to make the playoffs. In both softball and baseball. As of now, Rockingham County, with the number 8 RPI in the 3A West, is slated for a 5 seed because some of those teams above them in the RPI are second in their conference with the Auto Conference Championship bid. So currently slated for a 5 seed in the 3A West. We'll see how things play out. Of course, games today, games that haven't been entered into max preps throughout the week. First pitch is a changeup Into Matthews for a strike, a righty. 0-1. Matthews hitting 8th today, a walk and a stolen base in the first. Second pitch on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Locklear from the stretch with nobody on, nobody out. And again, back to the backstop on the wild pitch. On the left side of home plate. One and two. Opposite way, high fly ball, right field for Parker as he runs towards the foul line and makes the catch.
Matthews Stars at right field for the first down. Now batting number 11, Cole Behe on deck. Number 4, Nate Revis.
Brings up the number 9 hitter, Cole Behe. Zips a fastball inside. For a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 is outside, 1-1. So with those playoffs, seeding taking place on Monday, so stay tuned on Facebook.com/Radio Rockingham to find out where our teams will be playing. So that one's off the glove of McCray. And the hitters count now for Behe, 2-1. So that seeding will take place, and from here on out, it will be Tuesday, Friday for playoff games, all the way up to the state championship and the regional finals, the 4th and 5th and final round. The regional finals, a best-of-3 series. The state championship, a best-of-3 series, taking place on May 30th and 31st. For both softball and baseball. Full count for Behe, 3-2, 1 down. That one's fouled back. 3-2. Full count. Nobody on. 1 down, 7-2 lead for the Cougars. You're in the bottom half of the third. Goes with that curve for one of the first times today. It started way up near the shoulders and bent from the plate to the outside part in the left side. And it'll put Behe at first base after the walk. Brings up Nate Revis. A single in the first and a single in the first. As the Cougars batted around in that first inning with 7 runs on 5 hits. He shakes the feet at first, waits as that one is laced again into right field from Revis, and now makes his way over to second base after the single. 3 straight at-bats with hard hit baseballs to right field for Revis. Meals, you missed that in the pregame show. I went through it all. If we have some time, we'll talk about it. Here's Brady Ross, a single in the first, and grounded out to third base in his 2 at-bats in that opening frame. So as projections are now in the 3A West, Rockingham County with that 5 seed would take on number 28 West Henderson. This is according to highschoolovertime.com. The 0-1, that would be on Tuesday here at Sam Jones Baseball Complex. If they won, they would take on the winner of number 12 West Rowan and number 21 Hickory. Here's the 1-1. Slider from Locklear. Good location as far as down the plate, but just a bit high. Hitters count 2-1. Goes the courtesy runner for Revis. For a third time today, 3 singles at the top of the order for Nate Revis. Runner on first and second. Behe drew a walk in the second at-bat of this half frame. Seven runs in the first inning. Dudley answered with 2 of their own, a 2 RBI single from Jamari McCray in the second. But Nate Revis went 1-2-3 on the mound in the top half of this third. That one is hit hard by Ross into the outfield in left. And it gets past the glove of the left fielder, Sean Johnson. Into third, Behe is tagged out on the play by Braden Jeffries, and the strong throw from the outfield. And the nice backup from the center fielder, Lowe. In left. So 2 down. Ross will hold at first base and be credited with a single. So Goots at second base. First and second, 2 down. You hate losing a runner at third. But you got Huddy at the plate now. The 1-0. Trying to backhand it is McCray. It rolls all the way here to the backstop, and runners now both in scoring position. But Goots at third and Ross at second. Two 2-0 for Huddy. Breaking ball does not break. Pops out of the mid of McCray. Does the splits here on the first base side to get that baseball. Holds on to it. Lifts it up in the air. The bare hand and holds the runner. Goots at third. Now he heads back in the crouch. Locklear accepts his side. Huddy from the right side. The 3-0. Foul back. Down to one knee is Huddy trying to chase that one. Little smirk on his face as he takes some practice swings and looks back to his dugout. Huddy hitting .588 on the season, a .633 OBP, 37 RBIs. That's 4th in the NCHSAA and 2nd in the 3A West. Here's the 3-1 from Locklear with runners on second and third. Taken for a strike. Full count, 3-2. Back in the box for Huddy. Now time. He'll reset from the right side. Here's the full count. Foul off the chest protector of our home plate umpire. But he's all right. He's a man in blue. They build them tough. Full count, 3-2. Runners on second and third. Another time at the plate. Stepping back in close to home is Huddy. The 3-2 from Locklear. Inside, he draws a walk. Walk number 19 on the season for Hudson Deal loads the bases for Bryson Apple. With a 2 RBI single in the first, drew a walk in the second. (7-2) lead for the Cougars. Locklear gets that slider right down the plate for a strike. 2-0. 2-1 make it. Bases loaded for the Cougars. Foul out of play. The 2-1 is high. 3-1. McCray had to jump out of his stance to keep that from being another wild pitch. Bases loaded for the Cougars. 7-2 lead. The 3-1. Just nips the inside part of the plate for Apple. We watched it go into the glove of McCray. Full count now, 3-2, 2 down. The payoff with the bases loaded. Backhanded stop by McCray, but it will walk in a run for ball 4 as Apple heads to first base. Brings up Luke Strittmatter. 2 walks in this one for Luke. One in the first, one in the second. Bases remain loaded. 1 run in. Here in this bottom half of the third, 8-2 lead. Front of the box for Strittmatter. On the right side, facing the righty Locklear. That one darts just out of the zone, the slider. Good looking pitch though from Locklear. 2-0. 7 runs in the first, 1 so far here in the third. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First Stritt. And that's taken for ball 3, 3-0. Cougars came to this one with 94 2-out RBIs, make it 95 now with that walk-in RBI. Stritt's taking all the way on the 3-0, 3-1. Not a bad total, 233 RBIs total on the season, and 95 of them coming with 2 outs. Here's the 3-2. That is hit hard into center field. On his horse's low, he'll make the catch for the out as he's running towards right field. So the Cougars strand 3 but do get a run on a walk. 2 hits. No errors as we head to the 4th inning. 8-2. Rockingham County here in the Mid-State 3A Tournament Championship. Well, a bit of a surprising score update. Rockingham County leads it just 2-0 after 4 complete over Southern Guilford. Though not so surprising. A big win in their first game, but I believe game number 2 was just a 4-2 game between those two. So the Cougars in both championship games on this beautiful Friday, one last time before the playoffs. We watch these players on the diamond. Rockingham slated, talking about projections on the softball diamond. If things fall the way they should, they're projected to be the number 4 seed in the 3A West. And would take on Freedom in the first round. That would be the number 29 seed. First pitch of the 4th from Revis is a strike. Cut on and missed from Donovan Locklear, the number 5 hitter, the pitcher today. Drew a walk in the second. 8-2 lead for Rockingham County. Dudley's offense came in the second. 2 runs on a 2 RBI single from Jamari McCray in the 9th slot. Revis outside of that has been pretty darn good. Got him 1-2-3 in the third. Gave up a walk and a single in the first after getting an out of the leadoff hitter Antonio Lee Jr., but his defense helping him out with a 4-6-3 double play, the 7th double play of the season for Rockingham County. Looking to keep it that way, 1-2-3 here in this half inning, and a battle going on at the plate between him and Locklear. He follows off another one, 1-2. Oh man, Southern Guilford just took one out of the yard. It's 2-1, Rockingham County over Southern Guilford in the softball final. Here's a 1-2. Breaking ball, the curve just hangs off the plate outside. Just below the letters to the righty. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Quite sure about that one. But it is strikeout number 3 for Revis. Starts things off right. Here in the 4th. Brings up Josiah Lowe, who hit a hard single. He hit the second. Two 2-0 to Lowe. Lowe had a single and hit a home run in the 7th late in the game. In the last meeting between these two in the regular season, nice changeup from Revis. Way ahead of it was Lowe. That home run went pretty far away in left field. Just one of 2 home runs given up this season by the pitching staff for Rockingham County. That one's hit hard down the line in left. It rolls all the way to the 320 mark. Backhanded by Ross, thrown in quickly. Here's the throw to second, sliding in head safe is at first, and safe is Lowe. So runner at second. One down, it brings up Landon Lennon, the DH who struck out in the second. Going inside. Swing and miss for a strike, 0-1. Great pitch there by Revis. Lennon bends into the plate, leaves a lot of room under the hands in the strike zone inside. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball to short, jumping up is low, but it goes in the glove of Apple at short. He gets the secured out at first base. 2 down, but Lowe moves over to third base. That was an athletic move on the ground ball. It took a late hop. And Lowe, like it was track and field, hurdles over the baseball and heads to third base. So runner in scoring position, 2 down after the ground out. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Bakari Void at the plate. For Sean Johnson in the 8th spot. First pitch of the at-bat. In the dirt, good stop by Rake. Almost got Void to go after it on the outside pitch in the dirt. Right back to work is Revis. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 1, 1-1. Void looks down third base side to manager James Perry. Now back in the box. Hands hang above the plate from the right side. Another one outside in the dirt, backhanded by Rakestraw. In front of the plate, hitters count 2-1. Josiah Lowe at third base after a double. He got to third on a ground ball to short. Made it 2 down here in this top half of the 4th inning. 2-2 count now to the pinch hitter, Bakari Void. The even count pitch. Oh, left some off. Strike three. Got him to go after it. Second strikeout of the inning. Strikeout number 4 of the game for the senior Nate Revis. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left at third base. We head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. 8-2 lead for your Cougars here in the Mid-State 3A Conference Tournament Championship. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sandy Cross General Merchandise, serving the Sandy Cross community, Rockingham County, and surrounding areas of our beautiful Piedmont Triad since 1988. Rockingham County's community store at 164 Boyd Road in the Sandy Cross community of Rockingham County, celebrating our 36th anniversary. Stop by Sandy Cross General Merchandise for fresh ice and local pure brand gasoline with the cheapest price in Rockingham County for 93 non-ethanol. Sandy Cross General Merchandise is also your niece's sausage headquarters with great value for Rockingham County. To find out more about the Log Cabin Store, visit us on Facebook by searching Sandy Cross General Merchandise. I believe it will be a straight up switch. So Sean Johnson, who is pinch hit for by Bakari Void in the top half of this inning, Bakari Void will now head out to left field.
Things off for Rockingham in the bottom of the 4th will be number 12, Gage Richrow. And deck number 3, Nick Rumley.
Gage Rakestraw leads things off here in the 4th. An RBI single in the 1st. Takes the first pitch 1-0. Here's a 1-0 from Donovan Locklear in his 4th inning of work. It's a strike. Inside, just at the knees. Even count 1-1. Locklear right back to work. It's skied into right. Opposite way for Rakestraw. And Parker finds it for the out.
Rakestraw flies out right field for the first out. Now batting number 3, Nick Rumley. On deck number 5, Carter Matthews.
Brings up the number 7 hitter, Nick Rumley, with 2 strikeouts today. In the zone for Locklear on the first pitch, fouled out of play. 0-1. 8 runs on the board so far for the Cougars. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 4th. Locklear loses that pitch. Outside to the righty, 1-1. Right back to it, the 1-1. This time finds the zone with the slider, 1-2. Nobody on, 1 out. As Rumley fouls that down the line, right field side, foul. A 1-2 again, foul down the right field side. Parker sprints towards foul territory, but will get out of play. Here's a 1-2. Off the catcher's gear. Slider again, working that outside part of the plate. Heavily is Locklear in this outing. 2-2. Big Nick hitting .322. 19 hits, 23 RBIs on the season. Missing outside, makes it a full count. 3-2. Here's the full count pitch, and heading to first is Rumley. We're going to have a timeout from manager James Perry of Dudley as he slowly strolls out to the mound. 8-2 lead for the Cougars. 1 runner on, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And it looks like Perry will take the baseball from Donovan Locklear. So we'll have a new pitcher for the Panthers. As Locklear works 3 1/3. The new pitcher will be Antonio Lee Jr. from shortstop to the mound.
Pitcher for Dudley will be number 6, Antonio Lee Jr.
I imagine we'll see Locklear move to short. As Lee gets some warm-up pitches in. Just 4 appearances on the season for the senior, Antonio Lee Jr. A 13 ERA. 7 innings pitched, 19 walks to 10 strikeouts, 13 earned runs. First pitch to Matthews. He's taken for a ball, 1-0. Yep, it will be Locklear at short. Matthews hits that one deep in the outfield in center. Josiah Lowe makes the play for the out. So second pop-up to the outfield here in this half inning. Brings up Cole Behe at the bottom of the order. Had a walk in the 3rd. First pitch is a strike. Here's the 0-1. On the move is Rumley. Throw down to second. Head first slide. The tag. And safe is Rumley. Stolen base number 5 on the year for Rumley. Well, hold on just a second. The umpires will talk about it. And it is confirmed that Rumley is safe at second base. So runner in scoring position for Behe. Hitting .291 on the season. Lee offers it in. Cuts on the outside part for strike 1-2. From the stretch to 1-2. Column looking strike 3. Nice job by Lee Jr. coming in relief to get 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. It's a pop-up to center field and a strikeout looking. 8-2 lead for the Cougars. You're on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com as we head to the fifth. Well, while I got time, I want to wish a happy 11th birthday to Bailey Dexter. If you're listening in, just know, hon, that I love you, and we'll celebrate your birthday right after this game.
Coach for an update from across campus. Boston softball leading in their game 4-1 in the 5th inning.
So a 4-1 lead after 5 complete for Rockingham County on the softball diamond. Make it 6-1. It's crazy watching your kids grow up just in front of you. It seems like yesterday that my daughter was born. It was 11 years ago at 6 a.m. Check swing to start things off. Slow roller to short. What a play by Apple. Good throw, good extension by Rumley at first base. And just like that, one down. As McCray, the number 9 hitter, grounds out to short. It goes back to the top of the order for Antonio Lee Jr., the pitcher. First pitch of the at-bat from Revis is a ball, 1-0. That one hits the zone, though. 1-1. Pitcher, the pitcher. You're in the 5th. Hit hard to short. Somehow fielded, spins. The throw by Apple. What a defensive play. The hot shot. It found his glove. He spun and made a strong throw to first base. Back-to-back putouts for Apple. That glove must be golden. What a play. Check swing for Bays. 0-1. Revis ahead to the number 2 hitter. Walked in the first. Popped up to center field in the 3rd. You know, if I'm Revis, I might try and make it 3 for 3 and try to pitch to contact to the shortstop the way he's playing defense. Goodness gracious. Javen Bays from the right side. Down the plate, just gets a piece of it. Hits off his foot after contact. A foul ball, 1-2. Revis places the baseball inside his glove, right in front of his face. Now works from the delivery, the 1-2. High and outside, even it up, 2-2. 2 down on back-to-back defensive plays by Bryson Apple at short to first base. The 2-2, caught him looking, strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Strikeout number 5 for Nate Revis. So 2 stellar defensive plays and a K. Makes it no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody gets on as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Your Cougars lead it 8-2 here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. Antonio Lee Jr. will return to the mound for Dudley, the righty. Got 2 outs in the 4th inning. In relief of the starter, Donovan Locklear. If you're just joining us, 8-2 Rockingham County on this Mid-State 3A Tournament Championship game. Cougars trying to secure their first conference tournament championship since 2016. They check box number 1, the conference championship, with a 15-0 conference record, 14-0 in the regular season. Box number 2 is right in front of them. They started off hot, knowing so. 7 runs in the 1st inning. 1 run in the 3rd. Here's Nate Revis, the leadoff hitter, who's 3 for 3 today. All sharp singles to right field. First pitch from Lee Jr. to Revis is in the dirt outside. 1-0. High pop-up behind the plate. McCray called off by the pitcher, Lee Jr. And he makes the catch for the out. Brings up Brady Ross, a single in the 1st and a single in the 3rd. Hit hard to the outfield, drops just behind the shortstop in center field. It's off the glove of Lowe, but he's able to adjust and get it in quickly. 3rd single of the game for Ross. Puts speed on the base pass for Hudson Deal. We'll see how aggressive manager Zach Apple is with speed at first. First pitch is a strike taken by Huddy. Ross with 10 stolen bases on the season. As Huddy fouls it back. Should be taken for a ball, so it's evened up. No, it is a strike. All right, 0-2. Ross gets a good lead at second. He's on the move in the dirt. Here's the throw down. It goes in the outfield and center field. Ross is heading to 3rd. He'll get there standing up. Stolen base for Ross, number 11 on the season. A 1-2 count for Deal now with Ross at 3rd. High and inside. Back in the count now is Huddy, 2-2. 1-5's got a 2-2 count, runner on 3rd with 1 out. Just missing with the slider outside. Full count now, 3-2. Ground ball to short, diving is Locklear, an RBI single as it gets past him, and Ross touches home plate. And a 9-2 lead for Rockingham County. Brings up Apple from the right side, the number 4 hitter, who takes a strike. A 2 RBI single in the 1st and walk in an RBI in the 3rd with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-0. Fouled straight back. Apple at the plate after 2 dazzling plays at short in the 5th. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Outside, misses the plate. Sliding in, Huddy with the stolen base with no throw. His second stolen base of the game. So now a runner in scoring position. For the shortstop, Apple. Here's a 1-2 from Lee Jr. In the dirt again outside. A check swing. The appeal down to the infield umpire, and he says strike 3. The Rockingham dugout does not like that. Brings up Luke Strittmatter. With 2 down, runner on second. Lee walks off the mound, holds the baseball, no throw to second base. But it chucks the runner, Huddy. Stritt with 2 walks in this one. First pitch is fouled out of play. $18 hits, 12 RBIs. Of those 18 hits, 4 extra base hits. Missing outside again with the slider is Lee Jr. to the righty. Right back to work from the stretch. Middle of the rubber for Lee Jr. Runners on the move. Honey's going to get another stolen base. Just reading the pitcher cleanly there. His third of the game. That was purely on reading the delivery from the pitcher. So now he stands 90 feet away with 2 outs. The pitch to Stritt. Just off the plate outside, 3-1. 9-2 lead for the Cougars. 7 runs in the first. 1 run in the third. And 1 run thus far in the 5th. That's a single down the line in left. And Huddy will score from third. So Huddy with the RBI single. Steals second base, steals third base, and then scores on the single from Stritt down the line. Here and left. And brings up 12 gauge at the plate, the catcher. An RBI single in the first. Pitch hangs in the zone. Going after it is Rakestraw. It's popped up to Locklear. Goes into center field. And making the play all the way down near in the infield is the center fielder Lowe for the out. So 2 runs come on the board in the bottom half of the 5th inning. On 3 hits. No errors and 1 left on base as we head to the 6th. A 10-2 lead for Rockingham County here on Roco Radio and RocoRadio.com. After 6 complete at the softball diamond, Rockingham County leads Southern Guilford 5-1. The Lady Cougars are looking for conference tournament championship number 4 in a row for that senior class to go along with 4 straight regular season conference championships. You can listen in to that one if you'd like with the Hat Man Jonathan Hatley on YouTube by searching for Roco Radio. Do what Melita does in the comments, listens to both, one in one earbud, one in the other. That's talent, though. That's skill. I mean, I talk for a living. I don't have skill like that. The Cougars at this point 6 outs away from securing their first conference tournament championship since 2016. It'll be the senior Nate Revis back on the mound here to start the 6th with an 8-run lead.
Return all foul balls to the third base dugout. Thank you.
The 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up here in the 6th. John Madden, Braden Jeffries, and Donovan Locklear. Madden with a single in the first from the left side. Takes the first pitch from Revis out of the zone. Here's the 1-0 from the righty. Same spot. Outside and high. 2-0. Wind blows in and towards left. Here in the 6th, the 2-0. He is a strike. The 2-1. Outside with the fastball. 3-1. First time really visible evidence that the wind is blowing here at Sam Jones Baseball Complex. Again, the fastball for a strike. So 2 fastballs on the outside part for a strike. It's a full count, 3-2 to the lefty Madden. Revis shakes off his catcher Rakestraw, who sets up inside. That one's right down the plate. Fastball, strike 3, number 6. And 1 down here in the 6th. Brings up the number 4 hitter, the cleanup man, Braden Jeffries, at third base. Hit into a double play in the first, grounded out to short in the third. Turns his shoulders, that one darn near catches him. 1-0. Here's a 1-0 from Revis. Hit back up the middle, a base hit. First hit of the game for Jeffries, and it brings up Donovan Locklear, who walked in the second, struck out looking in the fourth. We have a timeout as Zach Apple heads out. Not to talk to his pitcher, but I believe to the infield umpire. Oh, he's checking to see if Cole Behe at second's all right, and he is. Runner on first is Jeffries after a single. 1 down, though, after the strikeout. To start this half inning of John Madden for Revis, number 6 on the game. As Locklear fouls that one back. Jeffries takes his secondary after the pitch offering. It's high. In the zone, though, 2-1. Timeout coming from James Perry. Must have saw something in the at-bat as he talks words of encouragement to Locklear. 1 down, 2-1 count. Now Revis will stop off the mound and get a 1-1 count and talk with Huddy for just a second at third base. Now Hap's back on the mound. From the first base side, he works from the stretch. Righty versus righty. The pitch to Locklear, slider, just catches that edge. For a strike. 1-2. Locklear waggles the bat, straight up stance from the right side. The 1-2. Flails at it for strike 3. Strikeout number 7 for the senior Nate Revis. Brings up Josiah Lowe, the center fielder, with 2 down. A single and a double in this game. Open stance from the right side for Lowe. And a strike on the outside part of the plate. Revis had 13 strikeouts in his first outing against this team in the regular season. With 7th so far, a 10-2 lead for Rockingham County. What a curveball inside. Lowe was not ready for it, just holds the bat. 0-2. Let's make it 8 right here. Revis lowers the shoulder, dangles the baseball in the right hand, now puts it in the glove and works from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Just missing the zone with the breaking piece. Outside, 1-2. Runner on first base is Jeffries. Reached on a single. But 2 down here in the top half of the 6th inning. And an 8-run lead for the Cougars. Revis to the glove with the baseball. The 1-2 in the dirt. Off the gear of Rakestraw to his right side. Standing up is Jeffries at second base. Work the count to 2-2. 2 down. Low back in the box. Open stance, right side. Woggles the bat before the 2-2 in the dirt. Backhand stop. On the left side of the plate from Rakestraw. Keeps the runner Jeffries at second. Full count, 3-2. Josiah Lowe back in the box. Here's the payoff from Revis. Opposite way, down the line, left field, and foul. Good piece of hitting. But it can't find the chalk. Keep it full, 3-2. From the first base side, Revis is ready. His catcher, Rakestraw, in the crouch position. Picks up the catcher's glove. Off the dirt, the 3-2 goes to the backstop. Heading up to third is Jeffries. He's going to round. He'll hold up there. And Lowe will draw the walk and head to first base. Brings up Landon Lennon, the DH. Struck out in the second, a ground ball to short in the fourth. 10-2 lead for the Cougars. The only 2 runs for this Dudley offense coming in the second. A 2 RBI single for Jamari McCray, the number 9 hitter. Cougars looking to hold them here. Runners at the corners. For the Panthers with the lefty Lennon at the plate, facing the righty, the senior Revis. First pitch is fouled back. Just a slow roller back to the backstop. Revis shakes off the sign twice, make it 3 times now. Looks to first quickly. From the stretch, the 0-1 to Lennon is high. Darn near neck level inside. Just off the plate. Even count now. The 1-1. Runners on the move. Low. The throw down to third. The snap throw by Gage Rakestraw. Great defensive play on a bounce. A backhand stop by Deal keeps the runner Jeffries at third. But runners do move into scoring position, that being Low. After drawing the walk, now at second base on the steal. Runners at second and third with 2 down. The 2-1 pitch to Lennon. Off the plate, outside. 3-1. Revis walks off the mound. From behind it now steps back to the first base side of the rubber. Puts the back foot on the mound. The 3-1 is popped up into left. Brady Ross makes the catch in left for the out. So 2 stranded. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left on base. Just 3 more outs to get for the Cougars for a conference tournament championship. But first, they'll look to add some more runs on the board. 2 runs would end it. So we head to the bottom half of the 6th, 10-2, Rockingham County here on Roco Radio. Score update, the Cougars win it in softball 5-1. 14 of 21 outs were strikeouts by AGP. She was named the tournament MVP. Congratulations to Ava Grace Pruitt and the Rockingham County Cougars winning conference tournament number 4 in a row. As of now, the number 4 seed in the 3A West. We'll see how things play out throughout the weekend. Of course, seeding taking place on Monday. I imagine there might be some situations across the state like we almost ran into today with some rain issues and weather issues for Friday. So some of those games might even be played tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. But the seeding will take place on Monday. First round of the playoffs on Tuesday. Without a doubt, both Rockingham County teams will start the playoffs at home. So Nick Rumley leads things off here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. An 8-run lead for the Cougars. First pitch from Lee Jr. is a strike. Second pitch from Lee is high and outside. Here's the 1-1. Going inside with the gas is Antonio Lee Jr., but he misses. Hitters count now 2-1 for Rumley, who has a walk in this one. Pops sky high down the line, first base side to the fence. The first baseman, Madden, thought he might have a play on it, but it does get out of play. Even count, 2-2. Late release point for Lee Jr. goes way outside. Full count now for Big Nick Rumley, 3-2. Ground ball back to the pitcher, Lee Jr., who holds it. Runs towards first. The underhand throw to Madden for the out. Brings up Carter Matthews, hitting 8th today. A walk and a stolen base in the first. And 2 pop-ups since then. Righty versus righty, 1 down, nobody on. First pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike. Lee takes no time, right back to it, the 0-1. Low in the dirt outside, 1-1. One is laced into center field, a base hit. First hit of the game for Matthews, brings up Cole Behe. Well, looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. It'll be Gavin Goots. Goots looks strong in the semifinals. Got the start at first base, had a 2 RBI double in the second. He's got a runner on first base, that's Matthews, and takes the first pitch. Here's the 1-0. It's low, 2-0. Goots with an open stance from the right side. Off the mound for Lee Jr. He'll hold the baseball, though. No throw to first. So he resets on the mound from the stretch. The 2-0. Good pitch. Late bite. Off the plate. But catches just enough for a strike. 2-1. 2-2, same spot, but the fastball, it darts just a bit low, below the knees. Matthews fakes the run at first. And on the 3-1, Goots will head to first as that one misses the strike zone. So a single and a walk puts 2 on for the leadoff hitter, Nate Revis, who's 3 for 4 today. 10-2 lead for the Cougars here in the bottom half of the 6th. All right, that's a strike. Lee Jr. looks to second base, opposite way again for Revis. Another single. Rounding at third is Matthews, the throw to home, and in standing up is Matthews. An RBI single for Nate Revis to help his own accord heading into the 7th. Hit number 100 for Nate Revis. Tag on it, an RBI. His 4th hit of the game. Congratulations to the senior. "100 hits. What an accomplishment. So he's at first, Goots at third. As Ross takes all the way, hustling into second base, no throw. Revis had an SB after hit number 100, why don't you? So runners at second and third in this 11-2 game. Is that what he's called a strike to Ross? The top 2 in this order today have been hitting the baseball. And there goes Ross doing it again. It'll drop in front of low. Walking in is Goots from third. And Ross at first. And that ends it. An RBI single for Ross. His 4th hit of the game. A 12-2 win for the Cougars. And check box number 2 for Coach Apple in this team. The conference tournament championship, the first one for Rockingham County since 2016. The Kings of the Mid-State 3A in both the regular season and in the postseason tournament. So from here, it's playoff baseball for the Cougars with high hopes and aspirations. Currently projected as the number 5 seed in the 3A West. We'll see how that falls out. And coming up here, we'll have
who now holds the county record for a 21 consecutive game hit streak.
21 game hit streak for Hudson Deal.
The old record was 14 back in 2000.
Yeah, the old record was 14. I didn't realize that continued. He broke that against High Point Central, I believe, early in the season, but he makes it 21. Goodness gracious. Yeah, if we have the announcements coming up here and he's not the player of the year yet again, there might be some riots from some announcers or an announcer. Or at least some strong arguments, okay? We'll have your awards, all conference coming up. Your pitcher of the year, your player of the year. But congratulations to the Cougars, a 12-2 win over Dudley, their third win of the season against the Panthers, moves them to 23-2 heading into the postseason. 13-0 here at Sam Jones Baseball Complex. As the 5 seed projected, if that's where they fall, they'll hold a home game in round 1, and in round 2, most definitely. For Dudley, the number 37 RPI coming into today, but they'll secure the auto bid as the number 2 team in the Mid-State 3A Conference. So just 2 teams slated at this point projected to make the playoffs from the conference. But what a night. 21 consecutive games with a hit for Hudson Deal, going way back. I think it was the 3rd game where he was hitless of the season. Oh, by the way, it's a 1.58 ERA on the mound. Plays great defense at 3rd. I'm just happy that we get to watch number 15 for a playoff run and next season. And for Nate Revis, can't wait to watch what is to come in his final games for the senior. He's been unbelievable for this program. It's the win on the mound. With 7 strikeouts. Revis came into today with 55, so he goes past the 60 mark heading into the postseason. Everything lines up strongly for these Cougars. It's going to be fun to be part of this ride in the postseason. As we await our awards being named. For the tournament, the all-tournament team.
That last one for us is the MVP. Did you get it?
We'll have your tournament MVP. We'll see if the regular season conference awards are handed out here as well.
No, what we did down there was we named the 3, and the 3rd announcement would be the 3rd player plus MVP. And I'll give it this plaque. It'll be the last one you announce. So it'll be their 2, our 3, with him being last, and then we do the whole team.
So all they do is win on the diamond. That's all they do here at Rockingham County High School. 4th consecutive conference tournament championship for the softball squad. They get it done against Southern Guilford 5-1 today. On the diamond for the first time since 2016, a 12-2 win in the conference tournament final, and the conference tournament champions, your Rockingham County Cougars. What a week of baseball in the Mid-State 2A and the Mid-State 3A. This will conclude 11 games in 5 days on Roco Radio as we bring you down to the field for our awards.
First for Dudley, Antonio Lee Jr. And also Braden Jeffries. Now for Rockingham, the all conference tournament selections are Hudson Deal.
Hudson Deal all tournament.
Brady Ross. And the conference tournament MVP is Nate Revis.
Nate Revis, the senior, the MVP. Today at the plate was 4 for 5 with an RBI.
Congratulations to the Rockingham
On the mound,
County
7
Cougars
strikeouts.
for the conference tournament champions, and also for an undefeated season.
An undefeated conference season for the Cougars.
Hey guys. Hey. All right. Let me get you and Nate right here for me just a second. Hey Nate. There you go.
The man Ronald Parker snaps pictures of this moment. Nate Revis, the tournament MVP, at home plate. Taking a picture with manager Zach Apple, and here comes the whole team, the Rockingham County Cougars. Goal number 2 complete. A conference tournament championship. They do it all here at Sam Jones Baseball Complex. A 19-0 win over Smith in the first round. In the second round, a 12-0 win over Atkins. Nick Rumley, no hits, 13 strikeouts. Struck out 13 of the 17 batters he faced. And here today, a 12-2 win. Behind 7 runs in the first inning on 5 hits. At the top of the order, Nate Revis. 4 for 5 with an RBI. Brady Ross with 4 singles as well and an RBI.
Get down there with him, man.
As the Cougars gather as a team at home plate to snap a team photo. The Rockingham County Cougars are Mid-State 3A Conference Tournament champions. And Conference Tournament champions for the first time since 2016. Final score 12-2. How about this team, man? Depth everywhere you look. They are going to be hard to stop in the playoffs. And anybody that beats them earns it, if they can. As the seniors now gather at home plate for a photo. The pitching depth. You got Nate Revis for our Friday playoff games. On Tuesday, Nick Rumley will take the mound in round 1. Behind them on the staff, Hudson Deal with 7 appearances on the season, a 1.58 ERA. Cole Behe as well, and several other guys in that bullpen. Behe with a 1.02 ERA, 33 strikeouts and 6 walks. Hitters hitting just 127. As a staff, a 1.76 ERA heading into today with 246 strikeouts and 66 walks. So then you have this lineup hitting 397 on the season and a 508 on base percentage. But what they do is when runners get on base, they drive them in. A 417 average with runners in scoring position. They hit the ball hard, 269 hits heading into today. Of those, the extra base hit variety, 85. So this team, every way you look at it, and defensively, a 9.56 fielding percentage. They turned their 7th double play of the season here tonight. They are ready for the playoffs. We'll see where they land. Make sure you stay tuned at facebook.com/Radio Rockingham. That's facebook.com/Radio Rockingham. We'll keep you up to date on our playoff projections. As we talked about in the pregame show, every single team in our area is projected to make the playoffs at this point that fielded a team. So we'll see how that ends up. We'll keep you up to date. Seeding will take place on Monday, and we'll be back on the baseball diamond and softball diamond wherever we may be, starting on Tuesday. And from this point on, it's Tuesday and Friday as Jonathan Hatley joins us from the softball diamond, a 5-1 win. The 4th straight championship, Jonathan, in the conference tournament for the Lady Cougars.
I'll tell you, this Cougar softball team is playoff ready, and they're led by their ace, Ava Grace Pruitt. Went all 7 innings, got the complete game, 14 strikeouts tonight.
Nate Revis on the mound here tonight. 7 strikeouts, went the distance. The shortened game, the 12-2 win. And this offense just hit the ball well. We talked about it several times for this baseball team. They have the depth everywhere needed.
Oh, yeah, especially at the pitcher position. Their defense is going to be there. But they are so deep at pitcher relative to other teams. 5 viable pitchers, 3 that can go starts, and anybody can come out of the bullpen at any given time. Just the amount of pitching that this Rockingham County Cougars baseball team has is unreal for a 3A school.
So the Roco Radio bullpen, we went deep into it this week. 11 games, 5 days. Oh, and by the way, a 14-inning affair last night going into the deep depths of the night at Walkertown High School. A 10-9 win after 14 innings, a 4-hour game. I don't know if you got to hear this, but I wanted to share with you. I was wondering how long, if that would hit the record books for the NCHSAA, and it doesn't. There was, way back in 2005, there was a game back then that, let me see if I can find this in my notes. A game that went 26 innings in 2005, Ashe County and North Surrey. Ashe County won it 2-0. That game was suspended twice, so they played 3 different times to complete that game.
Oh, wow.
So that's the record for 26 innings. Then there's 2 games at 19 innings in softball. The 2005 state championship where Central Cabarrus won 1-0 over West Forsyth in the state championship in 2005 in 19 innings. And in 2006, Washington and Havelock in a regular season game went 19. There is no record, at least in the record book online for the NCHSAA, for pitches thrown, because the 198 that Riley Tedder threw probably would be at the top, if not one of the top. I'm sure the pitchers, too.
Definitely up there.
That 26-inning game, I did look up the number of batters faced. There's a record for number of batters faced in the game, but the starting pitchers for Ashe County and North Surrey are tied at number 1 in that one, because even though that game was suspended twice, the same pitchers pitched throughout the game. Wild. Crazy. Anyway, I just don't want to let you know that before we head out of here.
Hey, I mean, that's an amazing stat. I wonder the elapsed time on that game, not counting the suspensions and all that, because, that would be a completely unbreakable record. Yeah, this game went on for 3 days. But I'll tell you, that game last night felt like it could have gone on for 3 days.
It felt like 40 days and 40 nights, but it was just 10 innings, and Zoe Morgan ended it in the 10th for West Stokes. As we wrap up this broadcast.
And as much as I love doing these games, I love commentating, I love watching these kids play, I love giving them the recognition, I'm ready for a break Monday.
For a little bit of rest?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a day off Monday.
There you go. We'll find out the seating. We'll let you know where everybody is, and we'll let you know where we will be. Most definitely, we will most probable, I'd say 99.9%, we'll be covering Rockingham County in the first round. Several of our teams will probably be out of the area, and for our first year of broadcasting baseball, unless we get deep, we probably won't be traveling too far in those first rounds. So keep up to date. We'll let you know where everybody is and where we will be broadcasting next week on Tuesday and on Friday in the first round. Well, for Jonathan Hatley, I'm Joe Dexter. Thanks for joining us here in this regular season and during the conference tournament games. It's been a joy for us to bring you these, and we look forward to the playoffs in softball and in baseball. We'll be back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe.